I'm Dr. O.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amy.
And we're sitting here with Stretch this evening. And Stretch was a horse that they put in the end of the day's worth of work of adjusting horses and said, you know, Stretch is doing pretty good. Don't see any real problems with him. What do you think? Does he need an adjustment?
And we took one look at him and said, what's the bandage on his foot? And they said, oh, he lost his shoes. And we said, oh, he needs an adjustment.
And then we looked further back and said, oh, how come he has all this muscle atrophy behind his scapula? Oh, well, that's been there for a while. And we said, oh.
How about a different way to fit his saddle so that he builds the muscle back there?
And we said, oh, he has an extra curve in his spine. Right. We notice that Stretch is not symmetrical. He needs a chiropractic adjustment. So these are things that we notice just by looking at the horse. And you're like, well, but you've got years of experience.
Stretch also has a dropped hip.
He has a dropped hip.
I don't know if you can see that from the camera, but this little bump right here is his hip bone.
It's his hip bone.
It should be right here, a little higher up.
So Stretch has a previous injury, a previous gait-altering injury. It will always affect his gait, but with routine chiropractic care, we can make it so that that's almost unnoticeable. So we see these things on a routine basis, and you say, well, but Dr. O and Dr. Amy, you guys look at hundreds of horses a week, and you are always looking for the chiropractic problems. You guys can do it at home. It's really simple to see if your horse's spine...
At home?
No. You can see if your horse needs a chiropractic adjustment at home.
Okay.
It's really simple.
Ooh, I wondered why I went to school for all that stuff.
If we take a treat, I just have just a horse treat.
It's a regular horse treat.
That Stretch says is pretty good. He wants it. That's a good treat. And so we ask him to come back. Oh, it's not so good anymore.
He thinks I have to treat him.
Oh, when we come back.
I think he just doesn't want it back there.
Yeah. So it loses its flavor there. Remember that he should be able to eat off of his shoulder. Comfortably. A lot of people will tell me, be careful, Dr. O, because my horse is a treat hound. He'll take your fingers off. Usually that means that my horse has pain, and he wants to take my fingers off because...
Can't get the treat at all.
He says, oh, that looks like a really good treat to me. Really good treat. Oh, not so much.
So Stretch has an awful lot of stiffness and probably some forward motion pain in his head and neck, which could be even the result of some of these other issues we've been talking about. If he's had saddle injury or saddle difficulty, then as that saddle sits here and impinges on his shoulder blades, it makes it very difficult for him to turn his head when he's being ridden. And so because of this stiffness, we get stiffness up here as well. It's sort of like holding the telephone on your shoulder.
Right. And as we go back, if we ask him to do a butt tuck, which you can do with cold water under the tail, if we ask him to do a butt tuck, not so much. The ear's pinned back. He tries to bite my arm, move away.
Oh, your arm just tastes good.
My arm tastes good. He's not real happy about that. So you can do that. And when you're washing your horse at home after a hot day's ride and the water goes underneath the tail,
you'll notice the big thing.
They should arch their back. They should collect. That's a reflex. It's not because you hurt your horse. It's not because Dr. Amy was hurting the horse. It's because it's a reflex, just like when the doctor hits your knee with a rubber mallet. Okay?
And let's not forget the bandage on his foot. Now the Band-Aid is there because they don't want his foot to crack. But the fact that he lost his shoe tells me that he can't get his front foot out of the way in time for the back foot to take its place. Not that he comes too far forward with his back foot.
Right.
Oftentimes people reverse that process. The hind leg can only travel so far forward. And what is referred to as overreaching is really a product of the fact that the front legs are not getting out of the way fast enough. And that slow motor function reflex, which is generally referred to by chiropractors as a central pattern generator for normal locomotion of a 4-beat gait, is impaired in some way, usually by stiffness in the head and neck.
So, this guy that has no problems that we can think of, he does his job well.
He does his job to a level that they are able to function with. But you know what, Dr. O? When I go home, if I go to the bathroom in the bathroom in my hallway and I shut the door firmly, I have no problem getting out of it because I know that you have to lean on the door a little bit to turn the handle and open the door. When people come to my house and use that bathroom, they get locked in there all the time, but they never lock the door. It's because they don't know how to get out.
They don't know the combination.
Exactly.
So if we could help his nervous system,
And his combination of problems,
then Stretch will be able to do his job better. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we can do after an adjustment. Okay, so we went and adjusted Stretch, and now we're back. And one chiropractic adjustment is not going to fix all Stretch's problems because remember he has that chronic hip problem.
he also has some neuromuscular problems that cause muscle loss and inability to actually know where his feet are.
Oh, but now I have a better treat.
But now your feet taste a lot better. And that's the important thing. When you want to make sure that you've changed your horse, get a better treat. Oh, sorry.
Same treat.
It's the same treat.
And Stretch is twisting a little bit. But remember, before,
He couldn't even make it,
we came here and he quit.
and he gave up. So we've made some progress on this adjustment, and in another couple of weeks, his next adjustment will get him a little further down the road.
Plus, we're going to couple that with some proper exercises, some rehabilitation exercises, and that's going to help him develop. We're going to try to attempt to build these muscles up here with correct saddle fit. You know, we're going to keep his feet shod properly and trimmed properly, and we're going to harmonize this horse's health.